Good evening. How's everyone doing? Come on now, some of you are about to lose one body from your household that will move into adulting. You should be a little bit happier than that. Let's make some noise. How's everyone doing? All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Fall 2024 Multicultural Graduation. My name is Kevin Williams. I have the honor of serving as the director of Eastern Michigan University's Equity Inclusion Department. Student Support Services and I are thrilled to be here with you all today to celebrate this monumentous occasion. As we prepare to begin our program, I kindly request that all graduates at this time proceed to the green room for the graduation procession. Additionally, I would also like to remind everyone to silence your electronic devices. This will help us maintain a peaceful and respectful atmosphere as we honor our graduates and their achievements. Once again, I am delighted to be here with all of you, and I look forward to an unforgettable evening of celebration and joy. Thank you.
Good evening. All right, my name is Dwight Hamilton, and I'm the Chief Diversity Officer here at EMU. And it's wonderful to see so many faces here joining together to celebrate the academic achievements of our students. The purpose of the Multicultural Graduation Celebration is to acknowledge the achievements of graduating students of color, both domestic and international, here at EMU. This event also celebrates the rich and diverse culture of our student body. The celebration is truly special because it allows us to recognize and honor the hard work and determination that students have displayed, and to acknowledge that as people of color, our unique experiences have presented us challenges, but also points of pride. All right, it's that magic time. Where are students? Are we good? All right, ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you're able as we welcome the class of 2024, led by Karnika, who has earned a Master's of Business Administration from EMU. Okay, now that we've done the rehearsal part, no, they'll be here shortly. Please remain standing if you can. If not, I'll let you know when they come in. All right, here we go. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. Hot air balloon at the ghost face. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Come on. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2024. All right, family and guests, you may be seated. Graduates, please remain standing if you're able. And turn around to face your family and friends who are here to celebrate you. And graduates, please give your family and loved ones a round of applause yourselves for them and how they supported you. All right, graduates, you may be seated. Now, before we begin our program, we're going to pause as the Multicultural Graduation Celebration Class of 2024 has their first photo taken as EMU graduates. So we have our photographers. Are we good? All right. Graduates, please look to the stage, and our community partners from the EMU Division of Communications will take the photo. All right, thank you, EMU Division of Communications. As we begin our program, it is important to acknowledge the communities of indigenous people who have and continue to steward the land upon which we are gathered today. At Eastern Michigan University, we wish to acknowledge the continued presence of the Ottawa, the Ojibwe, the Potawatomi, and the Wyandot peoples. The Center for Race and Ethnicity commits to developing an educational and cultural space where the campus community can gather and grow to deepen our relationships with one another, the land, and the ongoing histories and experiences of communities of color. Graduates, welcome and congratulations. It is an honor to be here with you tonight to celebrate your success. At EMU, we take pride in embracing individual and social differences to create opportunities for underrepresented populations. We believe that equal access to educational programs can close the achievement gaps in student success and degree completion. Today, we're doing just that by celebrating the monumental accomplishments of our graduating international students and students of color while embracing their rich cultures. Collectively, domestic students of color and international students make up almost 40% of our student population. As of this past spring, we have had international students attending Eastern Michigan from more than 80 different countries. And this evening, we'll have graduates representing 17 nations around the world. Wow, that's right. So to recognize our graduates this evening, they will each be presented with stoles of their choosing that represent their culture, heritage, and academic success. Now, we're going to find out who's in the room, all right? If you're here tonight or tomorrow to receive your bachelor's degree, please stand if you're able to be recognized. If you are here, if you're here receiving your master's, professional certification, or specialist degree, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. And if you're receiving your PhD, please stand to be recognized. Many of you are also the first in your family to graduate from college, and if you are a first-generation student, please stand to be recognized. this time, I would like to recognize our distinguished guests who have joined us today to celebrate your success. So please hold your applause until all names have been called. All right. And Mia Milton, Assistant Director of Alumni Engagement and Communications. Dr. Ann Eisenberg, Dean of the Honors College. Dr. Doris Fields, Associate Provost and Associate Vice President of Academic Programs and Initiatives. Esther Gunnell, Director of International Students and Scholars Office. Dr. Iman Gray, Associate Professor in Teacher Education and Director of Next Scholars. Dr. Ryan Gildersleeve, Dean of the College of Education. Dr. Charles Graham, Field Director of the School of Social Work. Then we have others. We have Dr. Patrice Bounds, who is, there we go. And Dr. Aisha Mustafa, who's here. We have Dr. Kimberly Brown, who will be speaking over. And if I missed some other people, sorry, sir, I don't think we had the chance to meet before, but Dr. Alfonso, thank you very much. All right. And of course, we have the president, Dr. James Smith, and Dr. Connie Rule Smith here joining us tonight. All right, now you can give the applause. Thank you for the kind hands. All right, now I have the honor of introducing our first student speaker of the evening, Hadir Salahuddin, a proud graduate with a major in cell and molecular biology. As the first in her family to pursue a career in medicine, she has dedicated her academic journey to excellence, earning recognition such as the Dean's List honoree and an NSLS Leadership Award. During her time at EMU, she has served as the president of the Minority Association of Pre-Med Students, where she introduced initiatives to promote healthcare education and community outreach from her vast experience in healthcare, from wound care to cancer treatments to testing a wide range of drug therapeutics and assisting cancer researchers at hospitals to find cures for different cancer diseases. Her passion for service is reflected in her extensive clinical work as a phlebotomist, medical assistant, and clinical research assistant. Her experiences included mentoring programs and aiding underserved communities while attending school as a full-time student at EMU. With aspirations of becoming a family medicine physician in oncology, she aims to address healthcare disparities in cancer and inspire the next generation of Arab American leaders in medicine. Please welcome Hadir Salahuddin.
Wow, hi everyone. Please give yourselves a round of applause really quick. Good evening, graduates, families, friends, and faculty. Today we celebrate a milestone representing so much more than academic achievement. This moment is a celebration of our collective strength, resilience, and determination to keep moving forward, no matter the obstacles on our paths. For me, this celebration is deeply personal. As an Egyptian immigrant and the first person in my family to pursue medicine, my journey has been one of navigating the unknowns. It meant stepping into a new country at the age of 13, learning a new language, and trying to excel in a system I didn't fully understand. There were moments of doubts, moments when I questioned whether I belonged or whether the dreams I held close were too far out of reach. Yet every challenge I faced brought with it a lesson, a reminder that hard work and belief in oneself can overcome even the toughest barriers. Tonight, we reflect on this theme of moving forward. I am reminded that our success is not just individual. It is a reflection of the communities and support systems that have uplifted us. None of us reached this milestone alone. Behind each graduate is a story of sacrifice, love, and constant encouragement from families, friends, and mentors and peers. There are the people who reminded us of our worth when we doubted ourselves the most, who pushed us to rise when we stumbled, and who stood with us every step of the way. As we move forward from this moment, it's essential to remember where we came from. Our cultural identities are not just parts of our past, but our strength, the traditions, values, and lessons we carry from our families and heritage give us unique perspectives that the world desperately needs. Whether in medicine, business, arts, or any other field, our diversity enriches every space we enter. But with this privilege of education and accomplishment comes responsibility. And we as graduates have the chance to break barriers, challenge norms, and open doors for those who will follow. As my mom always told me though, chase your degree because it won't leave you. It is the sole factor that will stay with you even in the toughest moments in your future. Now, many of us know what it's like to be the first in our families to graduate, to pursue a dream, or to overcome systemic obstacles. Our success is not just ours alone. It's a foundation for future generations to dream bigger and achieve even more. As we celebrate tonight, let us honor not just our accomplishments, but the stories behind them, the nights we spent studying, the sacrifices we made, and the courage it took to keep moving forward. Finally, I want to emphasize the beauty of the journey itself. Every setback we faced, every success we celebrated, and every lesson we learned that has brought us to this moment. These experiences have shaped us into individuals who are not only capable, but resilient, resourceful, and ready to face the world ahead. So to my fellow graduates, Adelante Forward, let us continue and be proud of our heritage, grateful for our support systems, and determined to take space and make our mark on the world. The journey is far from over, but today we celebrate this incredible milestone. So please, go out there and be ambitious. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Congrats.
Thank you, Hadir, for sharing your story. Let's give her another round of applause. Good evening. I am Dr. Kimberly Braun. I am the director of the McNair Scholars Program here at Eastern Michigan University and a member of the Multicultural Graduations Celebration Committee. I have the honor of introducing our second keynote speaker, Carla Guillen. Carla Guillen is a first-generation Mexican-American student who is receiving a bachelor's degree in K-12 Spanish teaching with a minor in teaching psychology. She is a member of the multicultural sorority, Sigma Lambda Gamma, and part of the Hispanic Honor Society, Sigma Delta Pi. She studied abroad at La Universidad de Salamanca in Avila, Spain. She completed student teaching in Novi High School and will be working for Oakland County Schools after graduation. Please welcome Carla to the podium.
I am 23 years old and I have never had a Latino teacher. I am graduating with a teaching degree and I never noticed how uncommon it was to see people of color, especially Latinos, in positions like that. It wasn't until I came to EMU that I actually had professors of diverse backgrounds, including some that actually looked like me and spoke like me. I've worked at many different schools, and while working at Pontiac School District, I met a fellow teacher named Mr. A Black educator working at Pontiac High, teaching a demographic of predominantly Black and Hispanic students. Mr. A was greatly loved by all students because he dedicated his craft to empowering and understanding them. It was clear that he could deeply relate to the students that he taught, something not all teachers can do. He had a poster in his classroom that always stood out to me. It read, "We are our ancestors' wildest dreams." That poster reminds me that educators, students, and professionals who look like us can help show us what our people are capable of. The value of diversity in education is important to me, and it wasn't until college that I met my first Latino educator, my favorite professor here at EMU, Dr. Alfonso Illingworth Rico. For those of you who don't know him, he's a Mexican Spanish professor who is beyond knowledgeable, experienced at his craft, and speaks multiple different languages. But he's also the type of person who would crack jokes and references like a Mexican abuelo would. He's a perfect example of someone who has moved forward and reached higher heights while still holding on to their roots. As I reflect on my own roots, I can't help but marvel at how my journey as a first-gen college student has shaped me and illuminated how far I've come. And I think today would be a great time to reflect upon not only how far we have come within our respective ethnic communities, but as individuals. For me, like many of you, I was part of the generation that was affected by COVID. so not having in-person classes or face-to-face social interactions was difficult for me, and I took a bit longer than most people to complete my degree. But no matter how far our paths may take us, what's important is that we keep moving forward and have that spirit of adelante, the theme of tonight's ceremony. As a teacher, I have had students who needed that extra push to keep moving adelante, and many of them have told me that that push for them was me, that I was the person who helped push them and encourage them forward. So to all of us sitting here today, whether you're a nurse, an engineer, or any of the other professions important to our community, I want you to remember that you are also educators, teaching others what our people are capable of when we push ourselves forward. We are the representation that we never had growing up, and we are the people who will keep pushing our communities forward. Now, I may not know many of you, but what I do know is that you being here shows you've put in incredible amounts of effort and have made it to where you are despite any odds stacked against you. Being here today, you shine as an example because historically, college graduates who looked like us or came from backgrounds like ours were the exception and not the norm. But yet here we all are, serving as our ancestors' wildest dreams and our youth's biggest inspirations. So I urge you to keep that momentum going, to keep moving forward and to not let it stop now. At Spelman College in 1960, Martin Luther King Jr. once famously said, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving." I wish you all the best in your future endeavors and push you to keep moving forward. Adelante and congratulations, class of 2024.
Carla, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Let's give her another round of applause. Next, I have the opportunity to introduce our keynote speaker, Mia Milton. Ms. Milton is the Chief Engagement Officer for the EMU Foundation. In this role, she provides strategic leadership and solid management of alumni programming and advancement communications within the Division of Advancement. Ms. Milton has been with the university for 8 years and holds a Bachelor of Science in Written Communication and a Master of Science in Integrated Marketing Communications from EMU. As a communications practitioner, Ms. Milton assists organizations with their brand identity and provides opportunities for success. She has demonstrated strategic planning through innovative programming and strategies within the areas of engagement, marketing, communications, and public relations, all while building and sustaining relationships. Mia has contributed to publications in Our Detroit, Focus EMU, and Hughes Magazine, and has acted as a marketing advisor to the African American Cultural and Historical Museum. She is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Ann Arbor Alumni Chapter, Jack and Jill of America Incorporated, Ypsilanti Chapter, the Ann Arbor, Michigan Chapter of the Lynx Incorporated, and has served on numerous committees. Her commitment to service has continued through her work with Girls Group, Washtenaw Community College Foundation Women's Council, United Way of Washtenaw County, and currently as a Community Advisory Board member of Ells Place in Ann Arbor. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Mia Milton.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. Good evening, graduates. Good evening, graduates. Doesn't that sound so good? Give yourself a really big round of applause. I am so happy to be here to celebrate this wonderful occasion. Twice a year, I'm honored to attend graduation celebrations like this one alongside a few esteemed EMU Alumni Association Board of Directors, University Regents, Executive Council members, and fellow colleagues. This year, I'm especially humbled to be your keynote speaker and stand here before you to share a few words before you cross into the threshold of alumni status, which is going to be so wonderful. But as a two-time graduate of EMU, I must say that it's an awesome feeling to be an alum of this fine institution, and I know you'll all enjoy it here. So, first, I'd like to shout out my sweet sorors of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and to all of my sorors hailing from other chapters. I have to come out the gate giving you all some love. So. And then I'd also like to acknowledge the selection committee for choosing me today, and all of those on this stage, President Smith, Dr. Connie Rule-Smith, Dwight Hamilton, Kevin Williams, the core office staff, and all of my colleagues. Thank you for being here today. And I'd also like to recognize any alumni who are in the audience celebrating us tonight. Let me hear you. Awesome. Welcome home. And to the graduates, we are so excited to celebrate with your family, your friends, your significant others, your neighbors, all who have come to support, honor, and acknowledge your incredible achievement. Take a look around at your true EMU family. We are so proud of you and who you are becoming. So let's give them one more round of applause. So I bring you greetings on behalf of the Office for Alumni Engagement, the EMU Alumni Association Board of Directors, the EMU Foundation, and thank you again for welcoming me this evening. As I ponder today's theme, Adelante, or English translation, meaning forward, I can't help but to think of the spirit of Adelante, and which reflects a call to action, persistence, looking ahead with optimism, emphasizing that the future belongs to those who take risks and move forward. When I think about moving forward, I instantly imagine the future, right? That's what moving forward is all about. But as we attempt to move forward, shouldn't we consider the very contributing factors that motivates us to do so? Whether it's into a relationship, moving to another state, taking on another role at work, or ending a project, there has to be a catalyst, correct? At this very moment for you, it's graduation, the end of your collegiate journey. Some of you may feel excited, some of you maybe feel excited about the future, some may feel nervous or even terrified, and some just may not know how to feel. This is a time of celebration and excitement, but it also can be a time of fear, anxiety, worry. Many graduates worry about their ability to find a job or make a living or build a successful career. If you're feeling overwhelmed with graduation anxiety, you're not alone. However, in all of these instances, we know that the show must go on and we must move forward, especially as this chapter comes to close. We have no choice in the matter, and we know this, but how do we move forward? To answer this question, I encourage you to take a look back on your journey. The spiritual meaning of Sankofa is to learn from the past to inform the future and to reach back to move forward. We can retrieve things of value from our knowledge of the past. When thinking of the past, I want to revisit how I came to EMU. So I'm from Ann Arbor, by way of Detroit, by way of San Luis Obispo, California, by way of Athens, Ohio. And yes, I rep all of my hoods, all of them. And that's a story for another time. But anyway, my journey to a degree wasn't picture perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I was an average student with average grades. I excelled in English courses, electives, and extracurricular activities. So I graduated with a 2.5 and an ACT score of 18, which was really low. My high school counselor told me that I should find employment or attend a community college first, which there's nothing wrong with that. But however, I insisted on applying to a selection of four-year colleges and, shoot my shot, as they say. But my shot was blocked. Out of all of the 6 schools that I applied to, I was conditionally admitted to EMU. It wasn't even a full admission. But back then there were these conditional admissions, which meant a college or university has offered you a spot in their program, but it was contingent on you fulfilling certain requirements or conditions before you fully enroll. So with EMU as my only choice, I entered a program called the Summer Incentive Program, which later was called EMU Opportunity, which was like a summer bridge program and an academic boot camp for those who wanted to attend EMU but fell below the requirements. So I, along with 49 other students from Detroit area schools, Flint, Saginaw, Lansing, etc., came to EMU. I entered the program in the summer of 1992. Shh, do not tell anyone that. But I had no idea what I was walking into, but I had to move forward into this chapter. This program was rigid and intense and involved a strict schedule which incorporated academic classes along with mentors, employment, library time, tutoring, study time, special presentations and speakers, group work, personal time. Every minute of the day was filled. The program also introduced us into the expectations of college, and it pushed us forward. By the time the other freshmen came to campus in the fall, we already knew what time it was. I mean, we were giving them advice. It was crazy. But we advised them on what to do, where to go, who to see, and it set us up for success. And many of us went on to become campus leaders, like resident advisors like myself, members of Greek-led organizations, members of the Honors College, and eventually respected leaders in our fields and multiple degree earners, and also became lifelong friends. But most of all, we were proud alumni. So, see, we knew what we were made of, and that EMU was giving us a chance to go forward when many other institutions didn't. It was fate, and it was where we were supposed to be. EMU was the foundation and the beginning of our next chapter, and I reflect on this time often. In order to move forward, we must have moments of reflection, clarity, moments of gratitude, acknowledgement, and celebration of the journey, and inspiration to move forward. Reflecting on one's past is a good thing as long as we don't find ourselves stagnant in that space. It's okay to think about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Reflection is a necessary process of our development, and according to this article that was in the Harvard Business Review, one competency that is often less talked about is reflection. Research shows that the habit of reflection can separate extraordinary professionals from mediocre ones. It's the foundation that all other soft skills grow. It's soft skills like empathy, communication, adaptability, emotional intelligence, and compassion. But this requires deep thought and really peeling back the layers and really just sitting with yourself as you take a look at all the things that have transpired while you were pursuing your degree. During this time, you may have found your calling, you may have found your community, excelled in a specific subject, established relationships with friends, mentors, sharpened your leadership skills through membership in certain organizations, you've celebrated your wins, you've built communities, you've established places around campus that bring you joy, peace, and tranquility. You've developed and actively participated in programs and initiatives that fueled your passion. You've been wonderfully exposed to diverse populations and perspectives. You've had conversations that were captivating, intriguing, challenging, supportive, growing in you and giving you context into life. You've created these unforgettable memories during this stage of your life. With all of these wonderful moments, some of you have encountered challenges with your academic performance, reflected in your grades, encountered financial difficulties, lacked a strong support system to push you forward and push you along, and the absence of critical resources. You've made some not so good decisions and choices that resulted in unfavorable outcomes. You've had moments of insecurity. You've had unsuccessful moments. You've had moments of anxiety and instability. Even with all of these things, you persevere. Taking stock and accountability for your decisions is part of the process, and reflection is thoughtful and deliberate, but it should be done without judgment or bias. This practice should continue throughout your professional career. To become great professionals and leaders, it's imperative to reflect on your experiences and your journey. You've all reflected during your time here at EMU, and all that have enabled you to learn, strive for improvement. Gratitude is equally important in this process of moving forward. It is the act of recognizing and acknowledging the good things happening, resulting in a state of appreciation. This will be very important as you navigate life. Fostering a positive mindset, gratitude allows you to focus on the good aspects of your life. It helps to build resilience in the face of challenges and find motivation to pursue your goals. When you acknowledge the goodness, even in the challenges, you practice gratitude and find the silver lining. When you face adversities and tear down barriers, you are being stretched and molded into a new version of yourself. According to author Robert Emmons, consciously cultivating an attitude of gratitude builds up a sort of psychological immune system that can cushion us when we fall. There is scientific evidence that grateful people are more resilient to stress, whether minor everyday hassle or major upheavals. When you practice gratitude, you become resilient, and your well-being and perspective is positively affected, which has the power to energize you during times of crisis. Gratitude can also be a mechanism that facilitates coping and healing. Remembering the challenging times you faced, in the midst of those times, you experienced character development. Opportunities were revealed that you couldn't have imagined, or it broadened your horizons and deepened your understanding of the world and community that you live in. I want everyone to take a moment and reflect on a challenging time you had during your academic journey. One that may be very difficult. Just take a few seconds. Now think about where you are today. You made it through the other side of that difficult situation. This sets the stage for gratitude to happen. Now reflect on how much you've accomplished just by stepping foot on EMU's campus. You had no idea what your experience would look like. None. You were willing to embrace the unknown. Celebrate that win. You did not do that alone. You didn't do it all alone. Someone or something believed in you and your abilities, and that is your village. As American poet and novelist Julia Alvarez said, "The point is not to pay back kindness, but to pass it on." How will you practice gratitude as you move forward? And finally, inspiration, or the process of being mentally stimulated to do feel something, which can be birthed from both reflection and from gratitude. Inspiration is the mother of creativity. It sparks our flame, it takes us to higher heights, and acts as a catalyst for change. Most of all, it is crucial to your development and helps you achieve your goals. This heightened level of consciousness pushes us to do better and to propel, to put ideas into motion. You all have been inspired by your daily walk at EMU up to the very end. You have been inspired to keep going. You have been inspiration to someone. People who inspire have grit, they have fire, and they have determination, all of which EMU students possessed. Using this inspiration to move forward will require determination, resilience, and to show up for yourself. your dreams, and your passion. You must let go of certain things, challenges, and people that you may have encountered in your past or present, and if you haven't faced this, you will. You must see beyond these barriers and make your aspirations a reality. As the great children's author Dr. Seuss says, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. You may think that I'm using this elementary quote, but it really embodies appreciation for the experience, the lessons, the relationships throughout the journey, and finding joy in the fact that it happened. As many of us have heard before, count on joy. Use it to propel you and move forward. Look to your neighbor and say, count on joy. Look to your neighbor, your other neighbor, and say, adelante. Now it's time to put what you've learned into action. As I wrap up my thoughts, I urge you to take time to reflect on your journey, which is to provide you with clarity, gratitude for the journey that you've been on and the lessons learned, opportunities for improvement, change, and innovation, and lastly, be inspired from your past to move forward. Create and innovate a better future, a better circumstance, a better community, a better world, a better you. You have the tools. You have the tools you need to succeed and to be successful. It is up to you to use them for your future and further development. Ask yourself what you are willing to do to move forward. And I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to let you know that since you all are becoming graduates, you'll be added to EMU Alumni Communications. We want you to stay connected to the university. We want to know what you're doing out here in this world. We want to hear your stories. We want to learn about your journey. And just make sure you stop by our website at emich.edu/alumni. We want you to represent EMU on your ride by getting an EMU license plate. We want you to follow us on social media. So thank you so much for your time. It has been an honor and a pleasure. And remember, the beginning of the end of this chapter. So I need you to repeat after me. The tassel was worth the hassle. Adelante and go green.
Thanks, Mia, for sharing this inspirational message with us. Let's give her another round of applause. Next, I would like to introduce Faith Moore, known as Janae, who is a senior music therapy student at Eastern Michigan University as a voice primary. By pursuing this form of education, she wants to share her gift of music for healing. Janae is 22 years old and was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. She's been singing since the age of 2, starting off in church where she continues today. She's always had a fire for music since her youth. Janae has performed in multiple settings, such as school plays, state classical music competitions, the Michigan Music Conference as one of the top 20 jazz vocalists in the state, and more. Janae has even won an award for Best Vocal Performance from the International Thespian Society for her role as Motormouth Maybelle in the musical Hairspray. This was along with being selected as a competitor for the Best Female Vocalist in the Sutton Foster Ovation Awards. Janae has also been a guest on 2 Detroit radio podcasts, Motor City Radio and Vent Radio. Janae has sung backup for Carla Cook, who is a daughter of the legendary artist Sam Cooke, and was a top 10 finalist for the Michigan State Fair Superstar competition in 2022. She also represented EMU by singing the national anthem at the Detroit Tigers baseball game in 2023. Janae has also had her music played on the Detroit radio station 92.3. Though gospel music is her foundation, Janae enjoys singing other genres as well, such as classical music in English, Spanish, German, and Italian, Broadway, jazz, and R&B. Currently, she is making and releasing her own material. Her songs are now available on all streaming platforms worldwide. We are so excited to welcome Faith Moore to the stage. Please give her a round of applause.
I wanna leave my footprints in the sand of time. I know there's something that I left behind. When I leave this world, I leave no regrets. Leave something to remember that they won't forget. I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I've done everything that I wanted. It was more than I thought it would be. I've been here, I'll tell everyone I know I was here. I wanna say I live each day until I die. I know that I am something in somebody's life. The hearts that I touch, we proof that I live, that I made a difference in this world. I see I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. And I've done everything that I wanted. It was more than I thought it would be. I was here. Whoa, I was here. And I lived and I loved. I was here. And I did and I've done everything that I wanted. It was more than I thought it would be. I am here and I'll tell everyone I know that I was here. And I want everyone to know that I gave my all. I did my best. I brought someone some happiness. I made this world better just because that I was here. And I lived and I loved. I was here. And I did and now I've done. I did everything that I thought that I could ever be. I'll tell it all. I'll tell them all that I was here. And I lived and I loved. I was here. And I did and I've done everything that I wanted. It was more than I could ever be. I was here. I lived and I done it all. Now I'm here. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Faith, for sharing your amazing skills with us. Let's clap it up one more time for Faith, please. Alrighty. My name is Donna Avina. I'm a master's student in the Historical Preservation program here at EMU. I am the graduate assistant for the Center of Race and Ethnicity. Tonight, I'll be presenting the Corner Store Award. This award is given twice a year to a faculty or staff member who's made exceptional contributions to the academic and social progress of students of color at the university. The Fall 2024 Cornerstone Award recipient is Dr. Alfonso Illingworth Rico. Dr. Alfonso Illingworth Rico is an associate professor at the Department of World Languages at the university here. He's a director of the EMU Universidad de Samarca Intensive Spanish Abroad program in Spain. Dr. Illingworth Rico has received awards for teaching excellence from two different institutions, from the University of Michigan, Eastern Michigan University and University of Arizona, where he also received an award for outstanding support of non-traditional students. Dr. Alfonso Illingworth Rico has been a faculty advisor of 5 different student orgs since his arrival at EMU in 1994, and he's currently advising Sigma Delta Hispanic Art Honoring Society and Christian Challenge. Dr. Illingworth Rico also serves as a volunteer translator and interpreter for the 15th Michigan Judicial Court, 1482 Michigan District Court, and the Michigan Secretary of State since 1996. Please welcome Dr. Illingworth Rico to the podium. Dr. Illingworth Rico, congratulations and thank you so much for your commitment to the campus community.
Okay. I'm very nervous. I don't know why. Very honored to be here. And I remember the last time one of my kids graduated. And I found out through the grapevine that he was graduating. And I asked him, okay, where is the invitation? And he said, no, I'm not going. And I say, Dumbo, graduations are for your parents and for your family, not for you. Is that right? We are so happy. And both my parents, they only studied to 6th grade. So for them, us graduating was a very, very high honor and a really great accomplishment. And I can tell you stories about how difficult it was at times to maintain myself as a student, to the point that if you ask me to show you the books that I keep from my student years, you're not gonna find any books in my bookshelf because I didn't have money to buy books. I borrowed them, I made photocopies, I used them in the library, and that's the way it was, okay? But I'm here. I've been teaching for roughly 44 years. I'm 62, I started at the age of 18. How come that young? Because at the university that I was attending at the time, they had a high school for non-traditional students. So I volunteered from the age of 18 and I never stopped. My youngest student was 16 the first year. My oldest was 63. And all of them passed their exams when the time came for them to show what they have learned in my classes. So that's how I got to find out that I was supposed to be a teacher or an educator. I've been teaching at the university level for many, many years, more than 30. And I've seen, this is the one thing I wanted to share with the students. I've seen how the education and the intellectual profile changes throughout time. And there's 3 moments that have been key in my education as an educator. One of them was when I was a student myself. In Spanish, we have this saying, la letra con sangre entra, which means if you want to learn, you're going to have to bleed. See, it's going to hurt, and you're going to really have to push yourself. The other key moment was when we decided that education, we were going to be promoting critical thinking. And to me, that was a great thing, because we needed people to think. We needed people to actually be able to make choices by themselves. And that's what I wanted to do with my students. But then we have another trend. The other trend was globalization. Let's help create and form global citizens. And for me, those three stages were wonderful because I was seeing a lot of myself in those three stages. Lately, most of our studies have focused on the political. Nothing wrong with that. We need to get educated so we can make policy, so we can change the world, so we can help people like us and everybody else. So here we are, okay? And trying to think about what to tell the graduates. First of all, be thankful to your parents. I'm here because of my parents. I can never thank them enough for what they did for me. But I'm gonna give you a piece of advice that I gave my oldest. It's actually the only piece of advice that I have given my kids over and over. And I tell them, if there's anything that I want you to remember that your father taught you, please don't ever take shortcuts. That's the only piece of advice. Ask my students, my children, what's the piece of advice your father gave you? Don't take shortcuts. Not only because you're going to become a bum, but when you're taking shortcuts, little by little, that's going to be leaving a mark on your soul, and your soul is going to be degrading. So that's my first advice, my first piece of advice. And my other piece of advice, don't form or take your political opinions from late night show hosts, okay? Please. We spent many years studying and reading books and writing them so you guys can learn something about the world of politics, how they work, okay? And the last one, which is probably not academically related, but I think is very important. As I'm telling you, I'm here to honor you, graduates. I'm here to honor your parents. I'm here to honor my own parents. And my parents, apart from being poorly educated or barely educated, they had one thing in common. Both of them were diabetics. And I can see how nowadays we pay very little attention to our health. And I have a kid. Coming from diabetic parents, I can tell you that it's horrible to see how they start losing their mobility. It is horrible to see that your parents are losing their limbs. It's horrible to see that they have no more teeth. It's horrible to see when they go blind, you know? And I know that we have to show tolerance because we are different sizes, and we as Latinos and African Americans, we tend to get bigger than other races, you know? But that doesn't justify that we don't take care of ourselves. This is what we need if we want to be efficient and effective and make an impact in the world that we live. Let's take good care of the case, okay? Because this is what keeps our soul, okay? And thank again for whoever decided. Actually, I need to say something before I go. When I saw Carla coming over, I said, "Oh, I know where this is coming from." And thank you, Carla. Carla has been an inspiration for me, and I have to recognize it in front of all of you guys. And thanks for your patience, and thanks for this award again.
Dr. Illingworth Rico, thank you for those inspiring words. Now we've come to the moment that everyone's been waiting for. Graduates, on Saturday, you will be picking up a degree that will let everyone in the world know that you were here at Eastern Michigan University. Give Ms. Moore another round of applause for that song. Graduates, I will now have you please turn your attention to the ushers who will guide each row to line up near the stage. Please stay seated until the ushers arrive to your row. To ensure that we say your name correctly, please make sure that you have your name card in your hand before lining up. Additionally, please tell your name when asked and before you approach the podium. Make sure that you pause at the center of the stage to receive your stole and be recognized by the audience for your huge accomplishment. Once you cross the stage, you will exit the stage by going down the stairs and walking straight to the back of this room. We have at least one last token of celebration to give you at the back of the table, at the back of the audience, at the back of the auditorium at the table. Once you have it, ushers will direct you to return to your graduation seats until the end of the program. The individual reading names this evening is Demarion Stanley and Kevin Williams. Let's give Demarion a round of applause. I love this young man's energy. He works in our office and he is currently a student leader and is very active on campus, which includes being an active ambassador for the Brotherhood and Sisterhood Scholars Program. Demarion, I am honored to be standing next to you this evening. At this time, we would like to also welcome EMU's own president, Dr. James Smith, to acknowledge each of our graduates. Dr. Smith, would you please stand? All right, this is a very important evening for Dr. Smith, so much so that when he was unable to attend the event in May because of scheduling conflicts, someone got chewed out. I won't say who it is, but it could be the guy standing at the podium. All right, graduates, are you ready? All right. Let's get the show on the road.
Sri Dina Shravya McDonald. Tamara John. Yoon John Kim. Nicole Washington Hill. Elizabeth Mitchell. Autumn Davis. Alondra Dorsey.
Preeti Chinadavi. Dr. Danya Odom. Asante Reed. Delshan Akban. The president of NPHC at Eastern Michigan University, Cheyenne Stevens. Kenneth Jackson Jr.
Cameron Bartell. Karnika. Antronika Miller. Nuha Sebe. Montarago Arbola. Brianna Wilborn. Carmen Miles. Michael Downton. Sumeya Yassin. Danica Stevenson.
Tyra Eppinger, president of the Delta Beta chapter.
President of Xi chapter, Taylor Eppinger. Jaquan Griggs. Miguel Ristia. Hannah Price. Dariana Lindsay. Nia Crutcher. Maria Adams. Sarah Amori. Jasmine Davilier. Sani Maria Abu Karam. Antonia Gatau. Diamond Jones. Zipporah Payne. Fanta Kava. Sylvia Broby. Sky Pearson. Talia McWilliams Moon. Brittany Phillips. Rihanna Valentine. Luis Ramos. Kiana Evans. Victor DiGiovanni. Kayla Collins. Avery Dumas IV. Bryce Hawthorne. Roosevelt Lawrence Jr. Tanisha King. Deandra Felton. Kamea Smith. Ariana Jaria. Carla Guillen. Hadir Saludin.
Swag, sir.
You got it? Okay, so.
Good evening, everyone. Hi. My name is Soraya Metcalf. I am the program coordinator for the Center of Race and Ethnicity. Thank you. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. We also want to give a special thanks to the EMU Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Department as a whole. This ceremony is a team effort, so please snaps and claps for everyone from DEI. I would like to say thank you to the Multicultural Graduation Celebration Committee, as well as all of our volunteers that made tonight possible. We really, with a lot of intention, tried to make each ceremony more inclusive and have opportunities to honor our graduates in new ways each term. One of those methods is through the folders that the graduates have been collecting in the back from Tracy and Micaiah. Inside the folders, because I know not everybody gets one, I'm sorry. Not everyone in the audience, rather. We have for the graduates papers that talk about your alumni benefits, just like those that Mia mentioned in her remarks. And then we also have in there personalized letters from the DEI staff. So thank you so much. We understand how special your graduation weekend is, and we're so grateful that you spent some of it with us. The last part of our ceremony is that we are about to conclude with the swag surf. The DJ will be around for a few more minutes. Feel free to enjoy the music and take photos, but we are going to close with a dance. So I'm stalling a little bit to give our swag surf leaders an opportunity to make their way to the stage. The dance involves participants moving in unison, swaying from side to side with arms raised and hands mimicking the motion of surfing. The dance is intended to celebrate community, and it's meant to be more than just a dance. It has become a symbol of unity and camaraderie. So Shay Martin of the Brotherhood Sisterhood Scholars, as well as Jasmine Javalier and a few of our graduates are going to close us out from the stage. Graduates, you're welcome to join us from the audience and anybody else who would like to as well. So with that, thank you so much. Have a great evening, and we can start.
Man, I got this right. My head got to my back. You know I'm fucking tired. Man, I got this right. Man, I got this right. My head got to my back. You know I'm fucking tired. I swear when I serve, now I be something swag. I'm on him, not it.
She doesn't want me to do this, but I'm gonna tell you, Soraya's birthday is Tuesday, so could you all wish Soraya a happy birthday for all the work she did to put this night together?
Yes, she is the reason this whole thing is a thing, and I just don't feel like she gave herself enough credit. Thank you, Soraya. You always make this a good one.
Y'all call